Cass Prosper was just a little bit too tight to Brittany Sykes on that one. And couldn't beat her to the spot. We were just talking about how explosive Sykes is when she gets a head of steam going downhill.
Getting back to the free throw line is Sykes. That felt like an instance of a veteran just taking advantage of a rookie. Washington and Toronto, the two teams in the league that get to the free throw line the most. Just under 26 free throws per game for the Tempo as Sykes gets the pair.
Yeah, these are the two top teams in terms of drawing fouls and getting to the line, making free throws.
Austin. Officials whistle off the ball. It's going to go against the Tempo.
Defensive 3 seconds
Excuse me, it's a defensive 3 seconds called on Tiani Keaton. Citron gets the free throw attempt.
Sonia Citron, an 86% shooter from the free throw line. But you see that the Tempo, they're trying to jam the paint so much, right? And try and take those touches away from the Mystics. But you got to get in and out.
How would you evaluate how Toronto's been doing that?
I mean, they've, you know, you saw Lauren Betts, all 4 of her shots came inside the paint. So I think they need to bring more bodies on the catch. Like when Shakira got a touch, I think they needed to bring a body down there and shadow guard that from the top side if you're going to sit straight behind as a post defender in there.
Force the rush 3 from Duga Leach. They'll say it went over the backboard, so it's Toronto basketball. Mabry for 3, too strong. Toronto 0 of 3 so far from the perimeter. Harrison step back high arc and jumper ball.
This is really great footwork there by Harrison. 6 of 7 from the floor in her last game.
Austin into Duga Leach. Blanketed by the defense. Way to wall up. Amor creates space, 3-pointer around and out, but she's been shooting with more confidence than the last game and a half.
Absolutely, 4-4 from the 3-point line in their last game against Indiana. Said she was finding more comfortability coming off of that ACL injury last year.
Prosper picking up her second foul off of the ball. Had been clean, had fouled out, did Prosper the first 3 games this season.
I mean, she's aggressive. She's active. She's a versatile defender for the Mystics. Switch off.
Mabry had it knocked away. Last touch by Toronto. Mabry wanted a foul call.
Well, she had 3 defenders in her space, and that's what you have to do with Mabry. She doesn't need a lot of time or space to get activated offensively.
Toronto has been all up with the ball pressure on the perimeter. And a foul, Duga Leach, and thread it into Citron. Vision is just ridiculous.
But just a tremendous look. What a great pass. And that's what Washington has done exceptionally well in this game. But, oh, just a pinpoint pocket pass. And Sykes tagged her on the way up.
Second foul on Sykes.
That's the only place Duga Leach could have placed that pass for it to connect to the hands of Citron. Wise rookie class this is. The youngest team in the WNBA, in the history of the WNBA. 23 and a half years old, this Mystic squad.
Sydney Johnson in Washington, you love the response coming off of that loss against Indiana. Citron steps in front of the pass. Citron with the left.
To a crowded space there.
Sykes into the body. Better defense from Prosper there.
There's Duga Leach, the glue player. She was 6th player of the year for the champion UCLA Bruins last season in the Big Ten. Came in and started her role there for Corey Close.
Austin doubled in and out of the hands of Prosper. Skip pass underneath. He able to lay it in.
A really solid pass to the second side underneath.
Amor bumped by Oman. That's her second.
But superb awareness on the offensive side by Mabry. She's double teamed, somebody's got to be open. You draw two, you see four of your teammates. That one right on time and target to the weak side. Easy finish and a switch off the window for Key.
Toronto back in front by one. Neither team has been able to create separation. Washington is led by as many as 5. Austin lost the handle.
Looked to be some confusion in the face of a couple of the Mystics players there trying to get a quick shot up.
Mabry gets a quick shot up and air ball 3. Still over the tempo.
Yeah, it doesn't happen much for Mabry, a 34% shooter from the three-point line, but high volume in terms of her takes.
Washington was able to limit the tempo to just 5 made three-pointers in the first inning. Alman takes it away. On the run out, held off Dugalich, counted, plus the foul.
Alman is in the gaps, and that's what Toronto has done really well in this game. But right here, you see her overplaying and getting right into the passing lane. Take it the other way for the tempo. Dugalich tagging her on the arm. And get this play overturned because the contact by Alman should not have occurred to try to create space for herself there.
It is a successful challenge, so they will say no foul on Dugalich, and it also wipes off the and one.
I mean, that is a momentum play there with the foul call, obviously, but also with the basket being waved off and the possibility for a three-point play also.
Washington has played so many close games, especially at home. They've lost all 3 of their home games by less than 10 points, so that could be a crucial call down the stretch.
Absolutely. I mean, both of these teams are huge in terms of their second half scoring prowess, and you're looking at this Toronto team. Second half, they have averaged 47 points to lead the WNBA.
They also give up a lot of second half points. Onyenwere lines up a 3 and cans it.
And that's what she does. Sydney Johnson said that she's a perfect role player for them in terms of her ability to be a 3-and-D player for the Mystics.
First three-pointer of the night for either team. Into Sykes. Turn around. No. Amor did a nice job of staying straight up.
Yeah, I mean, she's giving up size, and those long arms by Sykes, she can just rise and fire over top.
Onyenwere, catch and fire.
What a tough drive that was. But you have to take advantage. And Toronto was in rotation, and Washington has done that.
Oh my goodness, Shakira Austin sent it away with authority. Betts got caught up on the layup attempt. Kick out Mabry. There's the 3.
Rhythm triples, 10 toes down behind that line. You know that thing is going to go to the bottom of the nets for some string music from range.
Laura draws the foul on Harrison, but how about the defense in Shakira Austin?
Take a look at this big block. Shakira Austin, 6th best in the WNBA, leading shots to oblivion. It's the timing for me and the ability not to catch a part of the body on that block as well. Georgia Amor has said she has the most disrespectful blocks in the WNBA, and that one definitely on the top of the charts.
Doing Toronto dirty. That block pushes Austin into 8th all on her own all time in Washington franchise history. Thrown away by Betts. Sykes, quick step. Little Toronto two-step.
She is so shifty when it comes to her speed. We're talking about her attack and her explosive first step, but she did that little side step in the air to clear space.
Citron having no space, gets into the body of Queen.
Said that the offensive tempo for the tempo would be a high-key affair, and boy, Brittany Sykes really bringing all the smoke back to DC.
McMahon spinning, can't hit it.
But that's what she does. I mean, she spent 3 seasons at Ohio State. That was her signature move, the spin move. Spinning and winning is what she is accustomed to.
Sykes off the mark. Quiet night for Austin so far. No points. Drops a dime though to Onyewere.
3 assists per contest this season, and that was just perfectly timed on the back cut.
Sykes hit him with the hezzy. How does she get open? Austin going to be called for the foul.
Well, Shakira Austin, she's got some holes in her pocket because she's dropping dimes all over the court here in the district. Look at that. Nice bounce pass leading Onyewere right to the rim for an easy deuce. I mean, she said she's a big guard, right? And that's usually reserved for when she gets a rebound and starts dribbling up the floor. But I love the fact that she is more patient in terms of her playmaking ability. And all of her numbers have gone up exponentially statistically this season for Austin.
All the same can be said for Sykes as she is back at the free throw line. Just under 92% on the season, but goes 1 for 2 on that trip. Here's the point guard, Austin.
Yeah, big guard.
Into Betts, lost the hands. Well, that was a good feed. Conde. Onyewere takes it away. Oh, threw it right to Sykes.
I think she forgot she was not on the misses.
Foul on Toronto as the ball was being batted around. It'll go against Benley, her second.
Still, I mean, this one possession game, we said whoever is going to be able to take best care of the basketball would better serve, because both teams want to push and get up the floor with push-ahead opportunities to score in transition.
Right now, neither team taking particularly good care of the basketball. They've combined for 22 turnovers here in the opening half. Still over 3 minutes to play in the second quarter.
12 turnovers now for the Mystics, and Toronto, they've been able to score 10 off of those. That's a point of emphasis. Sydney Johnson was discussing with us prior to the game tonight. So we just can ill afford to give up live ball opportunities to this team.
Citron ties the game at 28. Even though it's been a struggle at times for her to score, Citron has excelled this year in getting to the free throw line.
Several games this season, she's had double-figure attempts.
Sykes, no doubt about the three.
A high hand in her face, too. What a high level of difficulty on that triple.
Laura tied up with Queen, somehow got rid of it. Onyewere.
Oh, boy.
Foul, Onyewere on the floor.
5, getting a piece of the paint.
Sandy Brondello happy with the paint touches. The call on the floor is going to stand as a common foul, so it's still the third on Benley. It will not be upgraded to a flagrant, but Washington in the bonus. So Onyewere headed to the foul line anyway.
Yep. So he said 50, 40, 80 player in terms of her percentages so far this season. She and Shakira Austin, the only 2 players on the Mystics team who have more than 2 years of WNBA experience.
Getting Onyenwere back after the first 4 games of the season was so big for Sydney Johnson in Washington because she does have that leadership, as you alluded to, the coaching experience as well. Onyenwere into double figures for Washington. Sykes with 14 for the tempo.
Nice switching defensively here by Washington, but look how they're trying to get the basketball in the hands of Brittany Sykes.
Passed it off inside, too much.
The patience of their offensive set there.
Onyenwere weaving once again. Onyenwere is on one.
How did she get that one? She was in the weeds.
Quick response from Toronto.
And that's after a made bucket. Okay, so it's not just steal and score mentality for the tempo. It's get it out of bounds and we're going the other way with it, and scoring right away with some immediacy.
Active hands, another strip. Muskaya, foul.
Well, let's take a look. The last possession for the Mystics. Michaela Onyenwere. Long strides, gets her exactly where she wants to go. Right in front of the rim, in traffic, no problem. Sturdy and smart on that finish inside.
Onyenwere just picked up the foul on this end of the floor. It will send Laura Sykes to the free throw line. Another one of those experienced rookies, the 28-year-old from Lithuania.
She has had such a solid season so far for the tempo this year. 9 points a game for her. There's a lot of international experience, played over there since she was 14, a couple of Euro Cup championships, so.
Back into Betts. It's been a quiet second quarter. Betts doubled. Laura through the defense, through the foul.
And seeing Lauren Betts walled up like that, I knew they were going to bring a second body to her, as they should, right? And that's something that she's very familiar with. And she got better with that throughout her collegiate career as well. But she has the vision and awareness to be able to make a reverse pivot there with her feet and send it to the weak side or up top at the nail extended like she did.
Laura stepping up to the free throw line, knocks it down and keeps the free throws in his order, allowing Washington to keep pace with the tempo. We talked about the passing from Betts. It's somewhat lost in their scoring ability, but all of the bigs for Washington, excellent passers.
Absolutely, and to one another, they like to isolate two-player action high-low. But Betts also has 2 steals in this game to go along with her 8 points. Double drag action here by Toronto. Flare screen, trying to get it to Sykes.
Into the corner. Sykes pulls up. Another one goes down. Sykes already with 18 points.
Looked like a little zone there by the Mystics defensively, but if you're going to do that, you got to move on the pass. And arrive with a stick arm to contest shots like that.
Sykes stepping in to contest that, but how about Sykes?
How about Brittany Sykes right here? 18 points for Slim already, making the proper reads, and that was well defended. Sony Citron was right there with the stick arm up. Her shot mechanics not disrupted. She is just insanely focused. Does she have another 30-point game in the back pocket here? I mean, she already has 3 games this season where she's scored over 30. Third best in the league, 22 points per contest for Brittany Sykes.
And already halfway there in terms of getting to that 30-point plateau. How do you defend a player that's shooting as well as Sykes?
You got to disallow touches at this point. I mean, you're playing great defense and contesting shots. So now, okay, you're not going to get the ball to shoot it. Maybe face guard her and just disallow easy in-rhythm catches for her.
Right now it's McMahon who's matched up on Sykes.
I like that match.
Catch and shoot, Pui off to the right. "20-second difference between shot clock and game clock here in the second quarter.
Flores getting things organized here.
McMahon caught up, powers her way through. Washington back in front. And a turnover in midcourt. I was not ready.
I was ready to have my hands up. I had my eyes closed though, but my hands are up. I would have saved you.
I appreciate you, partner. Mystics basketball, 22.4 left in the half. Seconds. McMahon with 5 on the drive.
And see if they can try to get back connected on the offensive side here.
Alman got downhill. Uskaida had a quality 3 look, still won't go down.
Consecutive stops to start the second half, as well as the consecutive buckets for the Mystics here.
Austin tried to lead Citron. It's a turnover as we welcome back Juliana.
Just hopped in this Mystics huddle, and their main pointers were to find Sykes and Mabry. They have to just stay on them, push ball handles into the help, and then, of course, ball movement comes first.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, locate early for sure. Just allow easy rhythm touches.
Mabry had to shake the defense loose, knocked it down. Toronto needs to get her activated.
Yeah, quick as a hiccup in terms of getting into her shot mechanics, especially off the bounce like that to clear space.
Dugalich up and under, but draws the foul. That'll be the 3rd on Uskaita, the first team foul on Toronto here in the 3rd.
Dugalich does such a masterful job of getting to the second side, but also utilizing the basket as a shield, if you will. If you don't cut that baseline off, she has made the tempo pay time and time again. This time she's getting herself to the free throw line with it.
Dugalich has seen her minutes increase over the last 5 games. Where have you seen Dugalich's game improve here over the last handful?
Confidence, because of the understanding. The reps have really shown and proven in terms of her comfortability. She's even said the game has slowed down for me. She understands her role and her assignment, and the coaches have seen an exponential jump in terms of her ability to execute.
Sykes hounded by Citron. Through the paint. It fell off of the rim. Toronto getting a couple of good looks. But yet to score here in the quarter.
Haven't been able to knock them home, and this is what Washington likes to run. This is horn set trying to clear space in the paint.
Back into Dugalich. Sykes got a hand on it, a late whistle.
Brittany Sykes is saying we were already going the other way with that one. Kind of doing a little woo-saw, bringing the shoulders down with a deep breath on that one. Touched in at the last moment.
Thought the woo-saw was the earlobes.
Hey man, it's everywhere. You can woo-saw anywhere.
Coming up after we finish here in DC, stay tuned for the post-game break presented by Toyota. Zena, Megan, and Autumn will join you in our Atlanta studios. That foul on Sykes was her 3rd, team 2nd of the quarter.
They can ill afford for Sykes to pick up a quick one here. A lot of time left here in the 3rd, but she is the one that's been fueling their offense for sure.
Mabry trying to pick things up. Well, how did she get it to go?
Oh man, that's that YMCA. Crafty, get a little extra step and scoop that float in on the baseline. What a crafty finish.
Ogunwere doubled. Citron corner 3, air ball. Ogunwere, no. Tipped out to Austin. Citron 3, no. Austin, second chance.
Citron led the WNBA 45% from 3 last year. The rookie record, actually, 81 made triples last season, but just 35% so far this year, but 2 good looks down there.
On the switch, Harrison broke loose. Austin just picked up the offensive foul.
Well, watch right here how Shakira Austin hunts down this rebound. You see Sony Citron misfiring from range, and then right there, great hands, collected it for the smooch and the finish. And that's those extra effort plays that Washington has been able to execute here, specifically in the second half, to take this lead.
That was Austin's second foul, first team foul on Washington in the quarter.
Well, if you're posting up, you have to do your work with your legs. It's very tempting to use your arms in the swim move, and you do have to use your arms to some extent, but you gotta let your legs do the work. You gotta get your feet working down in there and hold your seal.
Once again, I'm gonna have to defer to you. I don't know anything about that. Mabry just out of the reach from Fagbenle.
Yeah, that's the challenge. It's like doing a little two-step. It's a dance down there. See who's going to win the position.
Lauren Betts back on the floor, scored all 8 of her points in the opening quarter. Citron threw it right into the hands of Harrison. Mabry. Right now, neither team able to get anything going in transition.
Yeah, that one, I mean, the tempo want to push pace. That basketball, that pass, a little too much steam on it from Sykes. At least it was a dead ball turnover, though, and Washington can't get an easy one off of that live ball.
Harrison nearly picked another. Austin threw it away. Washington up 52-43. Washington up 52-43 on Toronto. Mystics have gotten the offense going out of the half. Floreth picking up the foul there as she was blanketing Mabry.
She's a tough defender. She brings a lot of energy to the table, but Mabry used it against her on that particular play. She's just too close. A little extracurricular with the contact, the reach out.
Mabry. McMahon stepped in front of the pass. McMahon on the move. Austin blocked. The follow.
How about the pace control there by the Mystics? An interception, football style, by Cody McMahon. And she got on her horse and pushed it the other way. Wow.
Sykes got downhill, laid it off. Fagbenle couldn't finish. McMahon outrunning everybody. Oh, but a foul on the floor. It was so loud you couldn't hear the official's whistle.
No, I was leading to that. Sorry about that, baby. Hey, take a look at this, though. Great anticipation skills. The interception by Cody McMahon, taking it the other way, and then the bounce pass there, blocked shot, and perfectly timed finish yet again by Lauren Betts on the offensive glass. Tremendous.
That's why you always run the floor, and now the officials conferring. Foul was on Fagbenle. This is her first game back since she played the season opener against Washington. Another official's whistle. That's on Sykes. That's her fourth.
And that's what I was saying. I mean, just 2 minutes ago, right? She can ill afford to pick up another one. I think Sandy Bandello needs her experience and her firepower on both sides of the ball. Obviously leave her out here because of that.
Well, so the foul was on Fagbenle. Brittany Sykes was just arguing for Toronto's defense as Fagbenle heads to the bench. Isabel Harrison will return. Those fouls starting to ratchet up for Toronto. They are one away from putting Washington in the bonus. When you're a player, how does these breaks kind of slow the momentum that you've been able to build?
Well, that's the challenge, right? To stay locked in. To not be distracted by the stoppage in play.
Washington will get themselves reset. They've outscored Toronto 14-6 here in the quarter.
Done it with their defense, right? They've got some live ball situations where they can get downhill, get into the paint yet again.
Citron cashes in for three.
Mesmerizing in terms of their disruption. Sony Citron getting activated from range, cashing that one down for the home team. A little Notre Dame love right there with Mabry and Citron. There's some wry smiles with one another there. I'm sure Neil Ivey is watching.
Misconnection. Floreth blocked. Oh no! Oh, Floreth took a tough tumble. Onyenwere continuing to scrap Floreth up off the deck. Into Betts. Betts lays it in. Lauren Betts now with 12.
Floreth still checking her chicklets right there, making sure she's all right. But look at Lauren Betts. She is on complete fire on the interior for the Washington Mystics. Just solid basketball 101 post work in the trenches.
Career high 12 points for Betts, part of a 21-2 advantage off of the bench for the Mystics. Meanwhile, Sykes, no points here in the third quarter. Gets it out to Harrison, who can't convert. Harrison tagged with a foul.
Frustration foul right there coming in after Lauren Betts had already corralled that rebound. You just have to hustle back at that point.
Second team foul on Harrison. That last one puts Washington into the bonus. 3:32 remaining here in the third quarter. And Brittany Sykes made it a point at the end of the second quarter to say Toronto needed to take better care of the basketball. They have not done that in the third. Why?
Well, they haven't done that well because Washington's defense has been dialed up and disciplined, and they've been able to turn Toronto over and be disruptive and speed them up with their decision making. But Washington also has done a masterful job on the glass.
Betts makes the free throw. Juliana, you were in the Toronto huddle. What did you hear?
Coach Sandy, she was very emotional in Toronto's huddle. She was yelling at Mabry, saying, somebody do something. She's just desperate for someone to step up and really break this non-scoring curse.
Thanks, Juliana. Sykes doing what she can do with the 18 points in the first half. Mabry has knocked down a couple of shots here in the third. Who else, Christy, needs to get activated for the tempo?
I think it should be Harrison. I mean, she's coming off of a really solid game, 6 of 7 from the floor, made both of her triples in their last game. I think she could be a quality piece to produce some offense for the tempo, for sure.
Alman. Or home the three, that helps. There's someone worth it to mention that Toronto playing without Niara Sabali, who was downgraded to out just about an hour prior to tip-off tonight.
And Alaman just a 21% shooter from 3.
Onyenwere about 99% getting that close to the bucket.
They're playing with force at the rim, and that's been tough to stop for Toronto. And punishing the paint, that was why that was a key for Washington coming into this one.
Bonde wraparound pass, Yuskaita lays it in.
Sykes did a tremendous job on that weak side to cut in front of the defense. A face cut on the weak side, tough to guard.
Good effort from Alaman. It will stay with Washington. Austin returning for the Mystics.
Alaman had missed 5 games with a hip injury earlier this season, but she has a lot of, obviously, international experience out of Belgium. There's 4 different WNBA teams most recently.
Comes in to make the steal there. Quee. Amor got a hand in. She'll pick up the foul, her first. Second team foul in the quarter.
Right now, Toronto needs to play with some composure. Quee is going to the free throw line here, obviously, but on their next quarter court possession, I know that Sandy Brondello said, hey, they need to make decisions in 0.5. She said 0.5 mentality. That means you shoot it, you dribble it, or you pass it. And make those decisions quickly, but you also have to be composed. Be quick, but not in a hurry. Washington has sped Toronto up in terms of making rush decisions. They have not been able to execute at that pace.
Austin, the kick out. Amor tried to force it back in.
I thought that was a shot for Amor.
Sykes, extra pass. Conde knifing through the lane.
And that was a smart move to attack the front.
Washington currently in 5th. Inside out, Amor off the iron.
Wow. Where did WNBA come from for that offensive rebound snatch down?
Austin, a little smooch off the window. No Sykes or Mabry on the floor for the tempo.
Thought that was a travel right there. A step and a skip and a hop.
3 to shoot.
Oh.
Officials whistle, offensive foul. We're headed the other way. Juliana, you were in the Washington huddle last time out. What did you learn?
I would. It was very interesting. Sydney was super calm, super composed in that huddle, polar opposite of what I saw on tempos. And basically the whole mantra was just control the turnovers. It's the story of the game.
Turnovers for Washington have been better here in the 3rd quarter. 6. They have led to 6 Toronto points.
Yeah, 19 turnovers total for the Mystics. 18 points off of those in this game. If they can trim that down, for sure, it'll make a difference.
Got caught up underneath. Under a minute to play here in the 3rd. Oh, look at the ball movement. Onyenwere. No. Trying to get a foul through the defense. Please stop and pop. Couldn't get the bounce, but we have a foul on the floor. Georgia Amor picking up her 2nd foul.
The tempo just trying to do their due diligence in terms of getting touches inside. Whether it's straight line drives, whether it's entry passes, rip and go. Let's see if they try it here. Trying to get it in there.
Sykes with 5. Got downhill. 3 to shoot. Kui turns the corner. Shot clock violation. It didn't touch the iron.
And again, great sequence for Washington defensively. When you saw the post up, they didn't feed the paint on that, and then had to settle for a rushed drive to the cup under duress.
5-second difference between shot clock and game clock.
For a double drag, they'd like to get Sony Citron off some flare actions too. Ghosted that one.
Onyenwere in the corner. 4 to shoot. Austin, step back. Long jumper off the door tonight. 42 points for Washington in the painted area. Brittany Sykes not on the floor to start the 4th for the tempo. Sandy Brondello looking for someone to do something. That'll help. Alamount tips the pass.
Sykes has those 4 fouls, maybe just trying to rest her a little bit to start the 4th, but coming back soon, I'm sure.
Alamount spinning and winning.
Oh, nice one. Oh my gosh.
Citron broke loose for the finger roll. What a play.
Shakira has just been fantastic in terms of setting the table for Washington.
Alamount in and out on the 3-pointer. Oh, the drop step. It is so impressive how McMahon keeps her poise.
She is so smart with how she sizes up the defense and moves them where she wants them to go, and then powers her way home for the finish. Nicely executed by the rookie.
Sykes, the rookie, can't finish.
Well, Shakira Austin has had such a magnificent game. Watch, right here, another perfectly placed pass. This time, Sony Citron with the smooch off the glass. And then the up and under. Look at the body control. So crafty and so wise for the young rookie, Cody McMahon, on the finish in there.
Toronto has been limited in their free throw attempts. That's just the 11th of the game. They have converted when they've had the opportunity. But scoring, it feels like at times, has been few and far between for the Tempo.
Well, it's all about shot selection, right? I mean, sometimes those shots, they've been under duress. There's a late shot clock. But give credit to Washington's defense, especially here in the second half, to be disruptive. And again, to speed them up. Make some tough choices on the offensive end.
Namor passed up the three. McMahon, good defense there from Alaman Dubalic. Strong drive to the rim.
This bully ball right there by Dubalic got right into the body of the big body bins move in the painted area for the Washington Mystics yet again, feasting inside.
Conde, the elbow J. Remember, Toronto does lead the league in second half points scored, so this one not in the bag for the Mystics.
Yeah, 47 on average for Toronto in that regard, but they've got some work to do with over 7 minutes to go.
Citron misfires on the deep three. Kui, the runner!
Oh, wow. What a sweet float by Kui in transition, but that is when Toronto is at their best, when they are playing at that level of pace and push ahead opportunities at the rim.
Conde sneaking behind Amor, called for the foul. It'll be Conde's first.
But if Toronto can get a couple of stops, I mean, it's an 11-point game. That can change quickly in their favor. If they can get the stops necessary to play at the pace that they crave.
Seven to shoot. Citron in the lane. Offensive rebound, Austin, the kick. McMahon airballed the three. Citron tried to save it. Sykes with the left. Austin got a piece. Citron just putting it to the deck.
And that is the beauty of Citron's game. Making the proper decisions when the team needs.
Conde draws the foul. That'll be the second on Citron. Coming up after we finish here in DC, stay tuned for the post-game break presented by Toyota. Zena, Megan, and Autumn have you covered in our Atlanta studios. That was just the second miss from the free throw line tonight by the Tempo. If you're Toronto, can't afford to leave points at the charity stripe trying to make a comeback.
Especially if you want to play at your pace and try to put Washington in difficult situations defensively in terms of their decision making.
Sykes back on the floor, did not score in that third quarter. Austin blanketed and a foul. Sykes so dynamic in that first half, 18 points, was held scoreless in the third.
She was bottled up, right? They brought more attention to her. They closed space. You see her right there imploring her teammates to stay aggressive It can't just be her out here scoring. And I think, you know, you heard how frustrated she was at halftime with Juliana Morgan. I mean, it's got to be a collective effort, and they did not have balanced scoring. And she had those 18 in the first half, and no one else had more than 5 in the first half. So now it's got to be a unified attack. And it starts on defense for Toronto here, I believe.
Marina Mabry also back on the floor. Mabry 9 points. Just 1 of 4 from the perimeter. They go inside. Harrison, turnaround was short.
Solid defense there by Austin. The wall up. Force Harrison into a difficult look.
Dugalich has the mismatch.
She's trying to match an angle with Flores. Flores needed to get the foul line extended to feet. Seems to be fine now, though.
Flores in the corner. 2 to shoot. Onyenuere lets it fly off the front iron. Face guarding. Ponye from the corner. The three-pointer won't fall. All over Sykes on that last defensive possession.
And that's been the difference, right? They've shown her a lot of different looks. They've put a lot of different kinds of defenders on Sykes here in the second half, and that's quieted her production.
Austin draws the foul. Foul on Conde. Count it, plus the foul.
What a solid move right here. Look at Shakira Austin with the head of steam, getting right to the money. This has been the painted area for the Washington Mystics in this game. Really solid and strong move, but it was the decision to rip and go at the top of the key.
Austin has really gotten activated for the Mystics here in the second half.
Well, she's taken it upon herself to be a leader for this team, and I think it's palpable, not just statistically. She's been very verbose with wanting that for herself this year.
Ooh, too strong on the 3. Sykes, look at how many Rebel Edition jerseys in the area as the 2 former teammates getting tangled up, sharing a little laugh about it.
It's still all love. I mean, they're out there challenging for a position. Nobody wanted to let go of the basketball.
Slight height advantage for Shakira Austin jumping here against Sykes.
But those bunnies, though, Sykes, she's got those pogo sticks. I don't know.
Indeed.
Shakira's got to get off the floor early.
You can see the veteranship of Sykes. She's moving the rookie Kui into the correct position.
I'm trying to tell you she has bunnies. She's already planning to tip it backwards, it seems like. Look at Flora. She's like, what am I supposed to do? Telling her, she's got her eyebrows
tell
and
me
she's
too?
laughing. She's like, is this where the ball's coming? Okay, let me get in the way of that. I love it. See? Oh, see? I'm trying to tell you.
Up, it's Toronto ball.
Trying to tell you, she can go to the upper room out here with long arms, too.
Harrison with 4. Harrison around the defense. How about that?
And that's the player that I've wanted to see come alive offensively for Toronto. She's so versatile in terms of her skill set and ability to score it.
Flores left it off for Citron. Washington hasn't been quite as clean here in the 4th quarter in terms of connectivity. Mabry, stop and pop. Too strong. 3-pointers just have not been there for the 8-year veteran.
Big guard, though, right here, Shakira Austin. Playmaking yet again.
Extra pass, Citron. 3-pointer won't go down. Mabry to the rim. Last bucket pushes Mabry in to double digits. The 10th time this season.
Out of UCLA after running off 31 consecutive wins. At UCLA, the Defensive Player of the Year country last year.
That was just dirty from Mabry, getting right into the body, drew the free throws coming.
She understood the assignment, right? The defense was out of position. So that was her job to connect and force the foul. They have to get some production from somewhere. And right now, she's trying to make it from the line.
Talked about the balanced scoring for the Mystics, complete opposite for Toronto. It was the Brittany Sykes show. In the first half, 18 points. Mabry into double figures now with 11, make it 12. But really, that has been the majority of the scoring for the Tempo.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand that they really rely upon their transition buckets or early offense in the quarter court. As Sandy Brandello said, it's not just their transition, but it's their early offensive opportunities that they want to create. They haven't been able to do that. And they've been disjointed all game because of it.
Oh, Onyewere turned it over in midcourt. Conde, the easy run out, and those are the type of turnovers that Sydney Johnson said could absolutely not happen.
Well, you have to stay in the middle third of the court. You can't get in the coffin corner like that, especially with defenders hounding you and forcing you into that corner. Tough spot.
Sykes nearly picked another. Washington, their lead has been trimmed to 9. Betts, long J, catch it.
Bet on that. That long two. Lauren Betts playing with some confidence, the young rookie, turning the page in her young career in the W.
Mabry created space, 3 and laced it.
Like a Heisman Trophy winner right there with the handout, but that was a great finish, and that's what she does so exceptionally well.
Citron can't answer. Mystics have led by as many as 18 in the game. Mabry, oh my!
Here we go.
Time